see I'm making my first video on a new computer, and it's interesting, when I left home I decided to take the ThinkPad X230, not the other one, and I've been struggling a little bit with the touchpad, yet it doesn't use as much power, it's a bit lighter on battery, it doesn't get as hot, and seems to be running quite well doing the videos and stuff. So because you don't have to use it that much, and the battery's good, I edited the video on the battery and it was still half charged. So after I'd finished and I started to render it, then I plugged it into the power, because when you're rendering you want the fastest the CPU can go, and it's going to go faster if you plug it in rather than being on battery power. Okay, so this is a start of a new series of videos on still finishing off Sarah of North Wales. Well, I'm here in Sarah of North Wales, my little boat, and it's hot and it's lovely weather, and I could be doing many things, and I only have a few things left to fix on the boat, yet I just don't feel like doing them. It's as simple as that. And it's interesting, there's a law in the universe that you should never do what you hate. That doesn't mean do what you like, it just means refraining from doing anything that you hate. And if you follow this law, then you're never unhappy, and unhappy being depressed, not feeling good inside. And so whilst I don't feel like doing anything, I feel fine. Yet I don't like the fact that I'm not doing anything, yet I have to accept that this is what's right for me at the moment. And I know that because my happiness is not being taken away, my happiness in the moment. And so I know this because for years I got up every morning and did what I hated. And I can remember I hated getting up out of bed. I didn't want to get out of bed and go to work. I did it because I felt I had to. So right from the moment I got up, I felt unhappy. And as I approached the door to the work that I used to walk into, I used to get this feeling of horror that I would have to walk through that door. Yeah. And yet I had to do it, because the alternative was to say to the people in there, no, I don't want to work here anymore, and then I would be without a job and I'd have to find another one. And so this fear of doing what I liked was forcing me to go and do something that I was in horror of doing. Isn't it funny? And after I got through the door, the horror disappeared and I got on with my job. And I found the best way forward, the best way to live with this unhappiness in this work. Yet I can't say that I was ever happy. I didn't know I was unhappy. I just thought, well, this is the way we all are. And it was only when I stopped doing what I hated and started to do what I liked that I realized that that was a problem. It would beep. And now, that man in that truck wouldn't be doing that job if he was allowed to do what he liked, because it's too hot right now outside to be driving around in trucks, too hot. And so he'd be doing it, if he had his choice, he'd be doing it in the evening when it cooled down, and in the morning, and he'd be taking off in the daytime like you do in Spain and places like this. But because here nobody's allowed to do what they like, they have to do what they hate, like him, then there's no solution to this problem. We all have to be unhappy. And in the process of being unhappy, the whole world is being destroyed. And you can see that the British government, they have this thing, high-speed rail 2, I think it's called HR2 or H2R, I'm not sure exactly, that they decided some years ago that they were going to build this high-speed rail network. And basically they just said, this is what you lot have to do. And there's all the people in the construction industry, probably without jobs, big boring machines that they used to build the tunnel, nothing to do with them. So they must have had some sort of pressure, if you like, that they needed to use all this equipment and machinery and technology that they developed to build the tunnel. So let's start boring holes right the way across England. And so they started this project, and this project has just been like going up and up and up in price. It started off at 30 billion pounds or something, and now the estimates are up to 100 billion pounds before this thing is finished. And every year it gets more, and now, goodness me, with inflation and all the rest of it, what's it going to end up now? And it's just destroying everything, and people are getting up and doing this, and everybody around is not saying anything. They just don't feel like they can do anything. But if they could do what they liked, they could go there and burn up all the machinery and smash it all up and do all that stuff, and then that would give the clear message that from nature that this thing is wrong, it shouldn't be going through at all. But because they can't do what they like, they're limited to doing what's legal, I suppose, and so nothing gets done, and everybody in the whole world is unhappy because they're not allowed to do what they like. And the only reason they're not allowed to do what they like is because the laws have been set up so that they can't do anything. First of all, it was, you know, if somebody does something really bad to insult you, you can't hit them back, you can't hit them. So now it's even got to the point where somebody says something really, really bad to you, defames you and all the rest of it, you can't even say anything back to them because you're accused of some, you know, crazy idea that you're not allowed to do these things. So you're not even allowed to speak anymore, and you can't speak what you like. First there's do what you like, and then there's say what you like. If you can't say what you like, this is going to make you very unhappy. So we have to get to the point where we're doing what we like, we say what we like, and our actions are fully informed by nature. And only then will we know what nature really wants us to do. So I didn't know it, but nature must have wanted me to make this video. And so for the last 10 days I've been in this boat, not doing anything to the boat. When I first got here, I had one leaking window. It rained once, so I could see that the window was leaking. And so I fixed that leak. So I know my hands move when necessary and will do what needs to be done. But after I fix that leak, no further work has been carried on. And I only have a few jobs left to do to finish this boat, and they're not being done. And so nature wanted me to go and do a lot of study of this special time we're in. I didn't even realise it was such a special time. It's what's called it's the 8th of the 8th, 2022. The 8/8 is called the Lion's Gate. It's a special day, and if you have a look at some of the videos uploaded and the world events at this time, the 8th of the 8th, the FBI's antics and so on, you'll see that there were some special events, and if I'd have been working on the boat, I would have missed these events, and it was necessary that I focus on these events and study around what are the solutions to these events. And part of that solution is bringing this video to you about not doing what you hate. This is an underlying problem. The world can fix itself. You don't have to have a plan of how to fix the world. The world will fix itself if people stop doing what they hate. That is the answer to all of the problems in this world. I'm silent now. I must have said what it is that I need to say. I don't need to say anything else. I think the video's over. Thank you for watching.